Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our ERA Ultimate Consumer Seminar happening live on Zoom this evening. Tonight's focus is the upswing effect. Failed to secure your ideal unit, all is not lost. With 6 new launches behind us, many of you may still be searching for your dream home, but don't worry. There is still plenty of opportunity in the market. Tonight, we will uncover hidden gems in this dynamic property market, analyze the forecast accuracy of 2024, and guide you on identifying the next great buys. Now, before we begin, we do have a disclaimer. While every care is taken to ensure accuracy of information presented here, no responsibility can be accepted for any loss or inconvenience caused by error or omission. The principles, opinions, examples, and information presented are for reference and educational purposes only. The property environment is dynamic, so please speak to a trusted ERA advisor when making any property-related decision. To kick off our seminar, I'm pleased to introduce our speaker of the night. With almost 3 decades of experience in the real estate industry, he is our CEO and an active property investor himself, with a personal portfolio of residential and commercial assets. Please join me in welcoming our CEO of ERA Singapore, ERA Asia Pacific, and APAC Realty, Mr. Marcus Chu. Hi, Marcus, over to you.
Hi guys, good evening to you and welcome to ERA Ultimate Consumer Seminar. And for these sessions, we're going to talk about the upswing effect. Because if you fail to secure your ideal unit in the recent project launches, all is not lost. So let me explain my sharing today. I will be touching on these 3 main points. Number 1, what is happening in the property market right now? I will give you a summary on that and our views on what is the current phenomena. Next, I will talk about the market right now, which is so hot. Is it still the right time to buy? And of course, what are your options? Okay, to kickstart tonight's sharing, I would like to bring you to an article where I was featured in HProp magazine about the effects of the US presidential election. So recently we all know the Americans have a new president starting January 2025. And how will that means to Singapore property market? So our research team put in effort to extract data of the many rounds of US presidential elections, and this is what we derive. We find that the year where US presidential elections were held is actually where Singapore property transaction volume at its low. And the following year, the real estate residential transactions in Singapore actually shot up within a year from the presidential elections. So this is over the last 2 decades of the effects of US presidential election. So except for the year 2013, where Singapore experienced that effect of the stringent cooling measure that the transactions actually fell. Other than that, every single US presidential elections will actually benefit Singapore property market in terms of transaction. So that is a little bit of what I have said in the HProp interview. But what has actually happened in the property market recently, you were probably at the show flats of the recent launches, and you probably witnessed how many people were present looking for their choice units and also submitting their checks, doing their bookings of their preferred properties in the new launches. What do you observe? Do you observe a big crowd? Yes, it was many people that thronged the show flats and also submitted checks for their purchase. And some even queue up to enter into the show flats. But do you know, a few months ago, somewhere mid of this year, there were reports that Singapore property markets is in a slump, especially developer new home sales, sink to its lowest on record for first half. All right? And this report is actually published in July this year. Not too long ago, right? 2 months later, in September, the report continues to highlight that developer new home sales actually shrinks to its lowest for the month of August in 17 years. Can you imagine? Just a few months ago, reports were saying that Singapore property market is lowest in the 17 years. And do you know that right now, the report actually turned around and right now, Singapore property market is exuberance. Actually, from what you have read and what you have seen, EOK, Emerald of Katong, sold 835 units, which represents 98.7% at launch, with an average price of 2,621 per square foot. And that's in November. So actually, another 2 months later, all right, things have turned around. And Chuan Park sold 696 units, which represents 76% at launch, with an average price of 2,579 per square foot in November. And also, Norwood Grand, the new project sales in Woodlands, have actually witnessed 292 units of transactions, which represent 84% at launch, with an average sales price of 2,067 per square foot in October 2024. So, do you witness that the market is really hot right now? Actually, this record demand is supported by many new launches. So, Emerald at Katong, like I said, the demand is so strong that out of 846 units, 3,600 over checks were collected. Do you know that represents almost 4 times oversubscribed? And on the day of its launch, it actually witnessed almost 99% of the development units fully sold. And for Chuan Park, actually, the number of checks collected, which represents demand, is 2,008 plus of checks. All right? If we compare the demands out of that 916 units available, we are talking about 3 times oversubscribed. And on actual day of booking, we witnessed 715 units sold, which represent a whoopee 78% sold. So, can we all conclude that right now, new launches is like the thing, the awesome, incredible results in all new launches. Otherwise, you take a look at new homes buying interest. It's really at record all-time high. For the 6 launches over the last few weeks, we have visitorship as many as 15,330 people appearing in the show gallery, the show flats of all these development, the collective at One Sophia, Union Square Residences, Chuan Park, Nava Grove, Emerald of Katong, and Novu Place. Actually, the checks collected is 8,120. All right, which represent 8,120 interests submitted. And out of that, 2,286 units were transacted. And it's not just these 6 projects. Guess what? There are also spillover effects on existing launches. So other than the 6 launches, there are also remaining units in the existing launches for this year and also the previous year. And we can see that beside unpacks sales on the actual day, after the date of booking itself, there are still many units that were sold. And Continuum, which is not one of the 6 recent projects, have also witnessed more than 100 units of transactions in November. And for Mayer Blue, 131 units were sold in that short 1 month plus. And another project, Cassia, which is that freehold projects in the east, actually also witnessed many units sold in November. Other than that, in the CCRA region and CBD area, such as One Vernon, we have also witnessed many units of sales during this month. So it is a full-blown property transaction in all new launches. Not only the recent launch, but demand has actually spilled over to many existing launches. So as many as 256 units were sold for existing launches in 9 days since the 6 major launches. So this is a sign where the market has actually turned to be very positive. So, market is so hot right now. Is it still the right time to buy into new home sales? Okay, I would say that the market has just turned and it will still persist. All right? If you have been attending the ERA Ultimate Consumer Seminar since the mid of this year, actually, I have been screaming and shouting that there will be a V-shaped recovery in new home launches demand. Even before all these current high demand phenomena, we have been predicting and forecasting that new home transactions will turn before actually it really happens. So in the mid of the year, we actually, in all our consumer seminars, have informed our consumer to take position fast before even the high demands that comes in from all the new launches. All right, so this is evidence from what we have presented before. Because first half of this year, the number of unit launched by the developer is only 1,900 over unit. And to give you a clear perspective, that is like record low number of unit launched into the market. So if you have taken a look in the last 5 years, 5 years ago in 2019, for the whole year, the number of new launch is 11,000. And it has fallen all the way to 1,009. And this is like not so normal. It's like abnormal. So it's abnormal. What will be next? This is what our research team and the project team in ERA has actually been unveiling, that there is many units that is coming in the pipeline because the developers have not got the approval from the authority to launch its project. So we have explained that Q3 there will be 1,002 units that is in the pipeline for launch, and that adds up to almost 3,001 units, all right, for the first 9 months of this year. However, in fourth quarter, we forecast that there is another 5,000 units that will be launching, and then spilling over to 2025 first quarter, there's another 4,005 that is coming. And then there is also upcoming GLS the government land sales, that the government is opening up new land sites for developer to tender and to bid. And guess what? There is another huge number of potential launch unit that will comes about from future GRS sales that is launched this year. So what we expect to see is actually a V-shaped recovery in terms of number of unit launch. So what's more important is what we forecast. Actually, we also explain that the number of sales is close to the number of unit launch every time, every year. All right? It is actually a very consistent pattern where the number of new launches that is coming to the market will eventually be absorbed by the demand. And this is to give you a clearer picture, and this is the chart that will show you that actually in first half of this year, with 1,009 unit launch, there is already 1,006 unit sold. Meaning it's very close. And then quarter 3 with 1,002 unit launch is also 1,002 unit that is sold. And in quarter 4 until right now, when I'm doing this seminar, almost the end of November, there is actually 4,001 unit that is already launched. As per what our prediction is 5,000 unit. And right now, it's more than 3,000 units sold. So as you can see, this year transactions, we are expecting this add up together is close to 6,000 units sold. And not forgetting, November is not end yet, December is not yet end yet. So we will be witnessing 6,000 to 7,000 transactions from that 6,000 to 7,000 unit launch. Isn't that a consistent pattern as per before? Every time there is unit launch, the same number of units will be sold. Sometimes it's oversold, sometimes it's undersold. But on average, over a period of 1 to 3 years, all the stocks that is pushed up to the market will eventually be sold. So, what about the coming first quarter 2025? Okay, earlier on, I say that the first quarter 2025 will be about 4,005 unit. Okay, but until now, all right, we also witnessed that this fourth quarter is 4,001 unit launch instead of 5,000. So there's an excess of 9,000 to be pushed over to first quarter 2025, plus that 4,005 that we forecast will be 5,004. So next year, there will be an estimated 5,004 new units to be launched in quarter 1. And the question is, should I wait and see? Okay, that's the question. All right, let me go back to explain to you on this V-shaped recovery. I suppose if first quarter 2025, the launch is 5,004 units. All right, as per before, that pattern of transactions will also be close to 5,004. And I believe that it will even exceed that 5,004 unit of launches. All right, assuming right now the number of units of launch at quarter 4 still remain at 4,001, and the transaction is slightly more than 3,004, and there's no sales from now until end of the year. All right, that is impossible. But assuming that is really the case, I tell you, first quarter 2025, the number of transactions will exceed 5,004. So what is the chart here show us? It is indeed a V-shaped recovery in terms of high sales volume, and this will persist for more new launches in 2025. And when there is more transactions, what will happen to the property market? Okay, this is what will happen. Market sentiment will continue to be very positive, all right, as a result of more sales. And price will also increase. And actually, price have increased. All right, so we have record volume in November 2024. There's also spillover demands to other existing projects. And we also know that interest rate is coming down. The Fed has also cut interest rate for second round, all right, in the month of November. And moving forward to December, we will expect to see another 0.25% cut by the Fed. And what this means is lower interest rate will also stimulate higher demands because of lower repayment, and will also means that developer will have the intention to increase price on all its existing inventory. And like I said, prices have increased. All right, slightly, gradually, but it have increased. So all this is because that demand has already accepted higher price. So we call that the higher price acceptance phenomena. Already in 2024 for all the new launches and existing launches. And moving to 2025, all right, if you were a developer, how will you price your unit? Will you be on status quo, or will you ride on the momentum to profit from the high demands in the market? I'm sure the answer is very clear. Okay? Developer knows that the market is hot, demand is high, and people can afford these homes from its new price acceptance. Price is set to be higher. And it's true. Developer has started raising price as demand remains strong. All right? For example, the continuum prices have already increased. All right? The collective is also it's also be increasing. So, higher price acceptance set new benchmark prices, isn't it? And what will be the pricing for 2025 new launch? So as you can see from the chart here, whether is it in OCR, RCR or CCR, every single year, prices actually increase. Why? Because the buyers in the market has accepted new benchmark prices of new launch. And every single year, prices has been increasing. So no different for 2025. So in this exuberant market, what do you think? Could this signal that probably cooling measures are on the horizon? All right? Every time there is a lot of transactions, there is always this concern that whether the authorities will step in, all right, to lower LTV or lower TDSR or even set higher ABST. Because it is the intention of our governments to ensure a stable and sustainable property market. So having said that, if the government wants to introduce some measures to the market, when is the time that they will do so? Okay, so our research team actually put some numbers together, and we look at what is the cost of all the cooling measures. And actually, in the past, new cooling measures were introduced when new home sales spiked. So just check it out. All right, in the year 2010, new home sales actually spiked. So there was a introduction of a new cooling measure called SST. Then in 2011 December, there is also a spike in new home sales, introduction of ABST. 2012, there is also a spike in new home sales. All right, maximum LTV were reduced. And then in 2013, spike in new home sales again, increase in ABST. All right, 2023 again, another spikes in new home sales. There is the introduction of TDSR. So there is quite a consistent pattern. So what about recently? All right, so recently, there is also a spike back in 2018, ABSD and LTV were introduced. And then there's also a spike here. All right, a spike here, another spike here, and all these cooling measures were introduced. And right now, we are here. Do you see? Do you see what may happen? We are now at record high new home sales since April 2013. Actually, in the last 11 years, right now is the highest in terms of new home sales transactions. So what could happen next? All right, let's assuming something were to happen, some measures were to introduce again, and it's lower LTV and also lower TDSR. What that means to you if you have not anchored yourself into the property market. Lower LTV from the current 75% to 70% on a 2.5 million property purchase is equivalent to 125,000 decrease in loan quantum. So which means there is a possibility that you have to fork out more down payment or more cash to top up that purchase. And if it's lower in TDSR from 55% to 50%, all right, that means the lower of loan quantum by 178,000. And with a 15,000 monthly income, a 5% reduction in TDSR could lower your loan quantum by 178,000. This means either lower affordability or more cash top-up required. So these have not happened yet. But if it were to happen, then it really means that it will reduce your affordability, all right, for that dream home of new private homes. Okay, and what about if it's higher ABST? All right, for a 2.5 million property purchase, a 5% increase in ABST means an extra 125,000. Should you are a Singapore citizen buying your second property, all right, that ABST increase is by another 125,000. Across the board, if you're required to pay ABST, you've got to pay another 125,000 for that 2.5 million purchase. Okay, means transaction cost will be higher. So are you still willing to wait? All right, hopefully there is no increase in prices of all the future launches until first quarter next year, then you look into making your purchase, or until first quarter next year, then you make your purchase and don't care if there is any new cooling measure or not, then please go ahead and wait. But if you're not, if you are genuinely wanting to buy a unit, but because on the actual booking day of all the new launches, your number isn't so good, you have forgo the chance to buy a unit, and right now you're sitting on the fence, let me share with you, don't wait. Because there are still very good options for you. And these are some examples that I would like to show you, okay, in today's presentations. What are the existing projects that has many choice unit available that still fits into your budgets and affordability? Okay, in OCR, RCR, and CCR, we have created this table to show you, based on the different budget, these are the bedrooms that you can choose from, all right, from the budget that you have set for yourself. All right, so if you have a budget that is under 1.5 million, there's still that one bedroom in OCR and RCR for your choice. And between 1 to 2 million range, 1 to 2 bedrooms across all regions. 2 to 2.5 million range, 1 bedroom to 3 bedroom for OCR and RCR, and 1 bedroom to 2 bedroom in CCR region. All right, so please refer to this table here. And because these are the options that you can look into straight away. All right, let me zoom into which project that is pricing under 1.5 million range. Now, these are the one-bedroom unit in OCR and RCR. So in OCR, you actually can pick up a freehold one-bedroom unit at less than 1.1 million. All right, you can still do so. And that is in the project Cassia, all right, which is a freehold development in OCR. Okay, then in the under 1.5 million range, you can even pick up a CCR condos in One Sophia. And that is a studio from 1.143 million and a one bedroom from 1.465 million. Still under that 1.5 million mark. RCR, EOK, and you can buy a one bedroom at 1.4 million. Union Square Residences is also a one bedroom from 1.404 million in the RCR region. All right, Tembusu Grand, a one bedrooms from 1.409 million, and Grand Diamond at 1.428 million. And all this is below that 1.5 million range. All right, what about projects that is in that 1.5 million to 2 million range? Okay, we have, once again, Cassia, which is the two-bedroom unit. All right, Nava Grove in RCR for two-bedroom units, it's 1.688 million. Pine Tree Hill, RCR two-bedroom units at 1.774 million. And One Sophia, OCR two bedrooms at 1.777 million, and the Continuum two bedroom at 1.849 million, and Chuan Park two bedroom at 1.926 million. So all this is within that budget range of 1.5 to 2 million. All right, if you have something that is from 2 to 2.5 million, all right, you can buy a 3-bedroom units in all these RCR projects and a 2-bedroom units in all these projects. All right, which is CCR 1 Vernon. All right, 2-bedroom is about slightly above 2 million. Similarly, Union Square Residences 2-bedroom is slightly above 2 million. And Mayor Blue freehold projects in RCR 2-bedroom is slightly above 2 million. All right, the freehold units in Arcady at Boon King, 3-bedroom units at about close to 2.4 million. All right, and Nava Grove RCR project at 2.432 million, and the 3 bedrooms in Grand Diamond at 2.458 million. So, other than that, if your budgets can stretch to 2.5 million to 3 million, these are the projects that is 3-bedroom units and 4 bedrooms unit. Okay? Interestingly, you can buy into CCR, all right, and also RCR development. Next is from a 3 million to 3.5 million, Tembusu Grand, 3-bedroom at more than 3 million, and the Continuum, Nava Grove, Pine Tree Hill, Grand Diamond, and Chuan Park, these are all the 4 bedrooms unit that you can still make your purchase. Anything that's above 3.5 million, all right, you can actually make your purchase for 5-bedroom units for these projects. And they are all starting from 3.8 million up to slightly more than 4.1 million. Okay, for One Vernon and Union Square, that purchase for One Vernon is 3-bedroom is from 3.724 millions, and Union Square Residences 4-bedroom is about 4.62 million. Okay, so having explained to you so much of which development that you can make your purchase, and if you take my advice that you should not be waiting, okay, I would also want to give you some info that Emerald of Katong have even achieved a new benchmark prices, hitting $2,958 per square foot. Okay, if you think that this is very high, but there is also other options in District 15, okay, which are currently still in the market waiting for your purchase. Okay, so we have Tembusu Grand that is from 2,178 PSF in the same locality. Actually, it's next to each other, all right? And there is the Grand Diamond, okay, which is only from 2,082 per square foot, okay? And these are all in RCR, well, you can see that there's actually a disparity in prices. Even some of the OCR property has already priced more than 2001 per square foot, and this is RCR. And there's Mayor Blue Freehold development. Currently is from 3031 per square foot. All right, last 6 units of 2-bedroom. So you got to be fast because that is only from $2 million. And the Continuum Freehold development, okay, 2 bedrooms, it's from 2,698 PSF. We have the last 14 unit here, all right, up for grabs. That is only below $2 million for 2-bedroom unit. So other recent launches that you can consider, all right, which is like Union Square Residences, Nava Grove, Chuan Park, and One Sophia. This table actually shows you the number of units sold in terms of percentage, number of units that is still available. All right, Union Square, there's still 269 units available from 2008 plus per square foot. All right, this is a mixed development for those who want to work, live, and play lifestyle in that CDB fringe location. And also Nava Grove, all right, near Hollands, but at an OCR price, which is only above $2,000 PSF, there's still 273 units available. Okay, for Chuan Park, it's a large development. We all know it's sold very well. Currently, prices is from 2309 PSF, all right? It's still selling. There's still 196 units. And One Sophia is 311 unit price from 2,650. These are CCR projects, all right? This project is actually eyed by seasoned investors who wants to refresh their portfolio, all right, sell away their existing old development and buy into a new CCR development. These projects promises very attractive rental yield. Okay, next, for those of you guys who are eligible to make a purchase for executive condo, all right, you are indeed the privileged one. So besides Novo Place, all right, the first EC's project in Teng Nga, there is also other EC projects like Lumina Grand, all right, Altura, North Gaia, and there are still available units on sales. For example, in Lumina Grand, there is 66 units still available. Prices is from 1,424 PSF. And Altura, there's still 10 units available. Okay, prices also 1,004 plus. And North Gaia, there's 33 units available. Prices is from 1,002 plus. All right, and of course, Novo Place, there's still 216 unit, prices from 1,005 plus. So you make your choice. I always believe that it is all about time in the market rather than timing the market. Every time when we share in the consumer seminar that prices remain strong from point A to point B is still on the uptrend, and prices is moving towards higher every time when there is a new launches, and all this is true. And will it still continue to play out and persist with all these phenomena, the prices still moving up in 2025, right? In ERA, we believe that this will still continue, all right, as long as there is a stable economy, as long as there's still job, as long as there's still increase in population, and Singapore still remains as a financial hub and continue to attract talent, all right, into this island. I tell you, the property demand here still remains awesomely strong. So, don't wait. Look out for ERA Trusted Advisor today, not tomorrow, not next year. Right now, all right, our phone line is ready for you. Our agents, our trusted advisors are here to serve you. That's all this evening for ERA Ultimate Consumer Seminar. This is Marcus Chu from ERA Singapore, signing out now. Have a great evening.
Thank you so much, Marcus. Our ERA trusted advisors are here to assist with any questions on the existing and upcoming projects. Feel free to connect with them or schedule a show flat visit. Don't forget to follow us on social media for updates on upcoming seminars as well. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you at our next Ultimate Consumer Seminar. See you!